Listen, when we were
Get any pussy with that thing?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tuck Rule Takes, episode 129. Gang's all here. I'm Mike. I'm here. Al's here. And Liam's here as well, talking
live from the Great White North. We're all in the same area code.
I know.
We're actually in the same region for once. That's kind of nice.
We'll go region. That's an area.
I know we are. If you're watching on YouTube, I got just the sickest set. You can't tell how sick the setup is because it's all here. But I got this crazy ass microphone arm. I said it feels like I'm being fucked in the face by a robot because of this.
It looks like
knob.
You're in that seat in X-Men that Professor X puts like the
fucking
little
Cerebro.
Can...
Oh yeah,
yeah,
dude,
Cerebro.
You look like you're literally about to pull off like a 24-hour stream. That's literally how you look right now.
It looks
if
like
I can show you, I showed you. Look, the keyboard lights
for hours on end.
I wonder, this seat might do that. The seat's crazy. You can see it's got like the shoulder.
Yeah, those gaming chairs are ridiculous. They're like $500-$600 for those.
You want to know what's crazy though? This chair is not that comfortable. So no, I don't get the mic is also kind of small. I feel like I'm playing with a tiny little pecker.
Yeah,
but
well,
I was gonna say you could be like
your
Ryan.
Little brother is half the man that you are. So
I was gonna say you could.
So
be
I have
like,
a big pecker. Okay.
No, you could be like Ryan Whitney from Spitting Chicklets, who just holds a little microphone in his hand. Dude, and he like engulfs it.
Can how? And I know like I did that like long time ago, but the people who like hold mics are the people who hold like actual microphones too, like stage mic. What are you doing? Get a fucking set. Get AirPods. Get something. Yeah. We don't need. Yeah. I feel like I need to touch it all the time. Like there's going to be a lot of
right here.
It's here. I'm like, I feel like I always just need to grab it, but
like you always need to like play with it a little bit, just like caress it, so to speak.
Yeah. Obviously anything's in your face is what you got to do with it. Okay. But anyways, we're here, we're queer, and we're ready to roll. Episode 129, not like a ton of Patriots talk to talk about. There's a fair amount, but I feel like from now till the draft, it's all going to kind of be just, if any signings or anything comes up. And there has been a re-signing. What would you call it if you sign someone who's on a transitional tag? It's like
an extension. It's a contract extension.
Oh, okay. They fucking had that one all ready to go. Okay. So extension. So the Patriots extended Kyle Duggar, 4-year deal, $58 million worth up to 66 and 32 million guaranteed. He's the 6th highest paid safety, I believe, in the league with this contract. I think that that kind of puts him right where he should be. Kind of opening thoughts on that. I think it's awesome. I think the money's fine. I think the years are great. I have little to no complaints about this. How do you guys feel?
I'm psyched. I got a Kyle Duggar jersey, as I told you guys recently. I was afraid that he was going to be off the fucking team. Now I can wear it with pride. I can sleep naked in it victoriously.
Okay.
This is a fantastic deal. 6th highest earner for his position seems low. I really don't think there are 6 safeties better than him. I love it. Fire me up.
Al? Very, very happy to see a cog in the Patriots defense actually staying for the prime part of his career. And also
a cog. You said cog.
Cog.
Cog. C-O-G or C-O-C-K?
You might want to just accentuate the G next time, because you said you're excited to see a cog in the wheel. I thought this was like a Tuck Rule Takes at night.
C-O-C-K. So
no, C-O-G.
A cock in the cog. Okay.
Cog.
Proceed.
So Kyle Duggar, obviously, what were you just looking at?
Dude, I don't know where the light's coming from.
Oh my God.
You got great lighting.
This is a wild room. There's a TV right there. This is just crazy. This is wild. Anyways, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. A lot of people thought Kyle Duggar was going to get in the $12 to $16 million a year range, and he got what, 14.5 million a year. Yep. So it was exactly where he wanted it. And plus two, you're getting a guy for a second contract in New England, which was unheard of even last offseason. Look at all the guys they've signed to second contracts. Mike Nwenu, Anthony Jennings, your boy Anthony Jennings.
Yep.
Obviously today with Kyle Duggar,
Hunter Henry,
and even other guys that they didn't draft, like Hunter Henry, Kendrick Bourne. Guys that are needed to be here are now here. Yep, Josh Uche.
Technically still counts. It's 1 year, still counts.
So I think the defense is pretty much set for next year, assuming everyone's healthy. Like, yeah, of course you can draft like another linebacker, maybe, you know, a depth corner, so to speak. My question is, can you now use the franchise tag on someone else now that they Duggar, like
the transition tag, but
or the transition tag, whatever.
No, I saw someone someone asked Pat's Cap that on Twitter, and he was like, no, once like either one of those tags are used, once one of them are used, like it's done. Like you can't, if like someone gets signed, or like if you want to use the franchise tag, no, you can't. If you use any one of those tags,
that makes sense. That would be ridiculous. You just transition tag somebody else makes an offer, you sign them to a deal, transition tag somebody else. You can just do it with all your players.
No, that'd be crazy. But no, you cannot. So I wanted to ask you guys, I don't know if you guys saw this too. It's just like, it just goes to show more of like the issue I have with some Patriots fans. It was like, okay, Duggar's thing came out, right? All the big names tweeted it, you know, he's re-signed, all that fun stuff. And in like all the retweets I saw Patriots fans doing, it was like one of three things. It was like, okay, great, now get Barmore done. Or it was like, okay, kind of a slight overpay, but that's fine. And then the other one was, oh, another Bill Belichick guy gets signed. I can't believe we let go of him. It's like, guys, can we fucking move on? Can we just fucking be happy that someone got signed? Like, just because someone gets signed, we all understand that Christian Barmore needs to get that deal needs to get done. We all understand that. And we all know that Bill Belichick drafted Kyle Duggar. And we all know that like the money might seem like a lot. Like, it just fucking be happy. Like, it's not an overpay, first of all. I think we can all agree that like, it's a fine deal. And guess what? Even if it is, who gives a fuck? Because even if this isn't overpay, let's say it was $5 million or $10 million more, like overall on the whole deal. What player or what is this stopping the Patriots from doing this offseason? Nothing. They have $47 million, or like right around there going into this. There's nobody, there's not like this isn't like we're still waiting for the Calvin Ridley shoe to drop or whatever. Like they have the money. Sign the players you want. Like Barmore is the only other deal, but Barmore isn't going to be making $30 million per year. So you'll still have plenty of money. You can I don't get it. Like I said, if this was something where like this happened and there were still like some big name players out there that you want to get, that you were in a bidding war for, sure. But like, just enough. The Patriots are going to have cap space next year. Like everything's going to be fine. Like, just be happy. You know,
Patriots fandom is at like an all-time divide right now.
Oh, it's horrible.
It's a period of extreme unknowns. No Belichick, no Brady. Long after the any winning, but you know, people are split on the Mac Jones problem, the Bill Belichick problem, the how we feel going forward problem. Now there's don't worry about it. We'll make the Super Bowl to unify all of us. We're just like every other team now. And that probably scares the fuck out of most people. People just want to bitch. That's what the internet's for. You go on there, you download your shitty hardware onto a bunch of other people who are miserable enough to jump in the comment section.
Yep. No, that's it.
Yeah. People just can't understand that there's clearly a plan in place now. Resign the homegrown guys, resign the guys that you needed that are on your team now, build through the draft, and then next year, if you have more cap space, if there's a decent free agent that you can go get next year, go for it. But it's going to take time. And that's what we need to accept. It's going to take time to get back to where we as Patriots fans want this team to get to. The defense is going to be fine. The special teams, I think, is going to be fine. And the offense is going to be a motion in process and in progress. So,
and we're building a new image here. It's like, now, it used to be Bill Belichick would be like, I don't care if you give me a 2,000-yard receiving season, I may not even resign you. Now we have to take a new mantra of, if you play well for us, we're going to reward you. We're going to re-sign you. And that's clearly the mantra that we're going with, probably to try and get players to come to New England, since we don't have the draw of Tom Brady and Belichick anymore.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think like the signing of Kendrick Bourne was kind of like the biggest signing in that sense, where like you're showing other teams that like you care, because like Kendrick Bourne, like definitely not someone that needed to get re-signed strictly talking about
he
like
wasn't
numbers.
A star, a big baller. Like Andy tore his ACL. A lot of reason to not re-sign him.
Yep.
Patriots like, we are a player-friendly organization now.
Yep. Yeah. Which, and like, I feel like, see, even that statement, I've seen people being like, oh, like now, so now we're just going to be like all the other teams that just signs the players that like the fans want. No, no, no. Like the Kendrick Bourne, and I'm just talking about that one because I think this goes to exactly what you were just saying, where like other players are going to see that, where it's like he did show up, he was there all the time. Unfortunately, he did get hurt, but like the Patriots were like, listen, we saw that, we're going to sign you. Like you know, you go out and like Kyle Duggar, no player likes to get tagged, so you definitely don't want other players to look and be like, he's tagged, this the Patriots, whatever. No, they worked out a deal for him. So other players, Barmore, I guess there's extension talks. I'm sure they're gonna. We'll talk about Judon too. I want to talk about like his quick little comments that he said about potentially re-signing or whatever. But like, I think this is exactly what you guys said, where it's a new era. People are nervous, especially since there's no football being played. So you can't like talk about what's happening on the field. So you got to just talk about moves, speculate stuff, all that. But like, I'm just sick of whenever some signing or something good happens with the Patriots, which is few and far between nowadays, boys. Like, but when it does happen, we don't need these caveats. We don't need these asterisks. Like, we don't need that. Just like that's a tough word. Asterisk. Where's a tough word?
Asterisks.
Asterisk.
Asterisks.
Asterisks. There we go. Al Bidet.
Take the easy word, why don't you?
But yeah, Kyle Duggar's here. Awesome. He's here for 4 years too, which I think that's a part that is important. Like he's going to be someone moving forward that, like, you know, him, Barmore, like you hope that he gets a long-term deal as well. Like Jennings is going to be here for a while. Like, you know, Bentley, like you just hope that these are now like the young crop of players. You got some young corners too. Gonzalez.
So excited for a full season of Gonzalez.
Dude, I see it's just like it's going to be very exciting. I think there's more reasons to be optimistic this year than pessimistic right now. But I will say though, the pessimistic reasons are like are heavy reasons though. Like, okay, yeah, we have all these things, but like we don't have a quarterback. It's kind of a big one. But yeah, Duggar here, great, awesome. Another player, did you guys see what Judon said? How he was like, he wants to, like, he'll let the extension work out how it is, but he would love to work something out where he ends his career in Boston. Like, seeing him say that, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's like he doesn't want to jump ship and go to a winner. He loves it here. And that's truly what we need in this bridge period, is somebody to be like, this place is actually pretty tight. You guys should come join.
Yep. Yeah, I think Judon's a good one. Yeah.
I mean, he's saying all the right things. He's doing all the right things. Fans want him to be here. So why not just get the deal done before training camp starts? That way it's one less distraction and one less guy you have to worry about. And then you can focus on the other guys like the Christian Barmores and like other guys that you're going to need to try to go out and make this team better offensively. So that way you don't have to worry about talking about anybody on defense anymore as far as contracts. Get all the defensive guys done. Just get them done.
Yeah, just sign them. I think that's a good way.
As Forrest Gump once prophesied, one less thing.
The thing with Judon though, Al, I think why his deal, assuming there is a deal, might not get done as soon is because I don't think that his is such a pressing thing. Like he's not a disruptive player. Like in the locker room, like he's still like waving the Patriots flag, all that fun stuff. So I think it's one of those things where it's like, listen, we haven't forgot about you. We're going to try to get you done. But like, you know, there's just other things we got going on. And Judon strikes me as the player that like gets that. So I would love it. Like if he signs a 3-year deal, I think if it's anything more than 2 years, like assuming Judon gets a deal, he's retiring here, which is crazy because you're talking about a Baltimore Raven who said he wants to end his career in Boston. Fucking awesome.
You know, if we're talking from a non-football perspective, Baltimore, shithole. New England, not a shithole.
No, just a little cold sometimes. Like it's just, and I think the Judon thing as well, he's also liked around the league by players. So having him here, like telling people that like, like New England isn't bad. Like it's not this like whatever house of horrors you thought. I think he is, like you said, like a good person to kind of like usher us in this weird little in between period. Cause I think he can bring people in, not like physically bring them in, but like attract people, help people want to come sign here. So yeah, Judon being here would be awesome because that'd be a nice addition to the defense for the next couple of years. I do still believe the defense is going to be fine. I think really the only issue now is on offense, and you say only issue, but it's kind of a big one, I guess. But
kind of need to score points to win. Last time I checked, points are a good thing in this league.
Unless you hold the team to 0
on defense.
Unless you exactly, yeah. I'm sure the Patriots defense could do both, but
we had a severe lack of defensive touchdowns last year after many the year before. Things, it will bounce back.
Yeah. But speaking of offense, though, did you guys have anything else to say about Judon, or I guess wrap up with what's his name, either with Duggar or anything like that? No. So the Patriots had, what is it called? Is it their top 30 visits? Is that what it's called? Like the thing? Okay. Cause I guess you can only have 30 prospects come in from the draft to visit with you, or like formally have them come in and visit. I guess I was listening and that's what like people were saying. I had no idea. I thought they were just called like top 30 visits. Cause like they're like the top 30 players on your board or something. I had no fucking clue why, but the Patriots had Drake May in, and they're going to be getting Jaden Daniels in, correct?
Yeah, Jaden Daniels is going to be in Foxborough on Monday.
Okay, so for that eclipse that everyone won't shut the fuck up about.
I already got my glasses.
Oh God, I don't think I've ever gotten more tired of something quicker than seeing that. Like it's just going to be dark, and like I get it's cool because like space. I fucking love space. I have an alien shirt. I got an alien tattooed on me, but like
nerd.
Like aliens aren't nerd. Yeah, who's gonna be saying nerdy when they're probing your asshole and I'm just laughing? Huh?
I think if they're probing anyone's ass, it's yours.
It's not mine. Who's to say they haven't already done it? I wouldn't know.
Exactly.
I'd have no clue. You just wake up that morning, you're like, there's something. Like the mornings you wake up and and you again and you feel a little. You ever think that? Like some days you wake up and you're like something's a little sore. Like it just feels a little weird. Like maybe you got abducted that night. Yeah, it's like
where's my super suit?
I'm saying she's washing her hands. She's like, "Oh, you were dirty last night."
She's got blood down her wrist.
Yeah, we didn't need that. Anyway, back to football though. So yeah, Drake May, Jaden Daniels are in. What do you guys make of that? Like, do you think that kind of solidifies, Liam? I know you're gonna hate even the possibility, but do you think that solidifies that those are going to be one of the two choices the Patriots are going to make, just whoever's available? Or like, do you think they're just solely doing their due diligence? Cause they're obviously doing that, but do you think this is just kind of to get them in as a possibility, or what do you guys think?
I think you have to consider for both prospects, it's a little different. I think for Drake May, it's more of, I think that's the guy they're interested in. And I think that's the guy that they want to select if he's still on the board. I think Jaden Daniels at this point is doing your due diligence of being like, okay, let's say he's there. Let's see what he's all about. Because honestly, guys, would not surprise me if somehow Drake May went to the Commanders, if the Patriots traded back the pick and Jaden Daniels fell to like 4 or even 5. That would not surprise me. Nothing would surprise me at this point. And Mike, I have a question for you after, but regarding Jaden Daniels and Drake May, again, it's going to be a quarterback. Caleb Williams isn't going to be on the board because Chicago's going to take him at 1. So yeah, at this point, I think they really do want May, but they're still going to be like, you know what? Let's just do a little bit of homework on Jaden Daniels just in case there's something that really stands out to us, positive or negatively. So.
Okay. All right. Liam, what do you think about this?
Anything that doesn't involve Marvin Harrison is sacrilege to me. Although me and Al did talk about it on the last show. I hate to say it. Probably is going to be Drake May. But I think all teams do their due diligence on this. Every team that didn't have a chance to get the number 1 pick, like I wouldn't be surprised if a bunch of teams are bringing in Caleb Williams, even though everyone knows he's going first. I think it's just due diligence.
Yeah, I mean, I probably tend to lean with Al. Where like I'm pretty sure the case now, unless Drake May gets picked by like, I don't know, the Commanders. Like, I don't think he will, but like, let's just say, I think he's going to be the guy. But there is the possibility of Jaden Daniels being there. Al, have you softened even more so now on Drake May, or are you still like, what would your feelings be right now if say the draft was tonight, and the Patriots with the 3rd overall pick drafted Drake May? How would you feel?
I'd be like, I wouldn't be too happy about it at first, but I'd want to give it a fair chance and be like, you know what, let's see what the kid can do, because we wanted
to Mac Jones shake. He talked his way into it.
Yeah, I'll be like, you know what? No, not even Mac Jones like talking my way into it. I'm gonna be upset about it, but I'm gonna be like, I can't say this kid's gonna be a bust right away. You got to give him a chance to play. I mean, I'm sure there's people that thought nothing of Brock Purdy, and now he's starting for a team that just went to the Super Bowl. Granted, he wasn't a first round pick. And then you have obviously the noted, scrubs and busts like a Ryan Leaf. Everyone thought Ryan Leaf was going to be the next big thing, and then he was out of the league and went to prison and all that stuff. Like he, turned out to be terrible.
Sounds like a franchise quarterback to me.
Yeah, well, we have different ideas about franchise quarterbacks. You seem to like a little edge, and by a little edge, I mean a lot of edge.
Hey, I'm just saying, Baker Mayfield tackled, drunk.
No. What about
Cheesecake Factory?
What about your boy DW out in Cleveland? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
But he didn't go to jail. Like, let's let the record show. Didn't go to jail.
Mike, before
Mike Vick.
Well, neither did Ray Lewis, but we all know he killed that man.
But Mike Vick went to jail, and he's the man.
All right, so Mike, I'm going to ask you this question real quick before you ask Liam, because I asked Liam this last week, and Liam, don't spoil it, but I'm going to give you a scenario, Mike, and I want you just your first reaction. You might not have heard this yet on last week's episode, but with the 3rd pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots select J.J. McCarthy, quarterback, University of Michigan.
I knew that's what you were going to say too. Like, okay, as you were saying it, I was like, I'm pretty sure this is where it was going to, right when I heard you say the J. So like, admittedly, I do not follow college sports like religiously like everybody else. Like I'll pay attention like as you get closer to draft time. Like I'll watch experts talk about players. I'll look up like YouTube videos of people. Like I'll do like my own little stuff there. Everything that I've seen or that I've heard people talk about, it's like JJ McCarthy is like, he's a fine quarterback. Like he makes some great throws. He's good. He's like any other rookie. There's some issues with him and all that. I don't know why though. If that was the case, I would there would be some air taken out of my balloon. And I don't even know why. It just seems like JJ McCarthy might go on to be the best quarterback of this draft. We don't know. Like, you know what I mean? You have really no idea, but like, I would just kind of look and be like, from what I've seen, people who supposedly know what they're talking about and all that talk about this, like JJ McCarthy seems to be in that second tier of top quarterbacks, like in that Michael Penix, Bo Nix, like that grouping. But I'd be optimistic, but I wouldn't be like elated about it. And I would understand Patriots fans being upset, but not for the whole, like, we drafted him too early or whatever. Cause I don't think like if JJ McCarthy may go in the first round, like, and you have the 3rd round pick and you want him, I don't think it's too early because you got your guy now. Like if you're reaching for a quarterback that might go in the 3rd round, I guess I get it. But yeah, long story short, like it would just be a big, okay. Like
you wouldn't be thrilled about it, but you would just be like, all right, whatever. Like I would be, and I said this last week, I would be a little upset just because of all the draft talk about the 2 quarterbacks that you had. And then all of a sudden you're getting a guy that might be a little bit better than Mac Jones, like just with the skill set alone. Like, I don't know. And I said this last week, Mike, and I don't know if you heard it, but for Michigan football, to give you a little FYI, Michigan was a primarily running team because they had Blake Corum in the backfield that's going to get drafted at some point. Mm-hmm. They had a good backfield, a great offensive line. It would be a lot of ground and pound and then play action. That was their whole offense. It was non-sexy. It was boring, grinded out type football, but they went undefeated and won a national championship. So it worked. Mm-hmm. But that's my whole point is like, if that's the kind of offense that the Patriots are going to run and you think JJ McCarthy is the guy, fine. But I think that it's kind of like, well, what are they doing here? We don't know what they're thinking, what they're doing. Mm-hmm. So that's where I'm at with JJ.
Do you think, like, since that was kind of Michigan's thing, do you think that McCarthy could possibly thrive here with like a Stevenson running back number 2 who yet to be named or whatever, like attack kind of like having that like type of an offense? I know it's not like you said, it's not like a sexy offense. It's probably not an offense that's going to win you a Super Bowl right now until like if McCarthy does, until he develops into someone who can be a playmaker. But like, do you think that might actually end up being a good pick for like if the Patriots want to do that offense with Stevenson?
Yes, but they need to upgrade that offensive line, because the offensive line at Michigan for their level of competition is way better than the Patriots offensive line with their level of competition in the NFL. I think if you put JJ McCarthy in that situation this year and next year without beefing up that offensive line, I think he would get killed. Like he might get it. He might pull a Mac Jones where he gets injured in his second year. Truthfully,
he might die.
So do you? Okay, yeah. I don't know about that. Liam, I know you're probably not like stoked about JJ McCarthy, obviously.
No, I hate him.
But yeah, I think
it's like I have no. He's just, the sample size isn't big, which isn't the most damning thing, but the statistics are really bad, or they're skewed not in favor of quarterbacks that didn't get a lot of game time in college. And we haven't fucking seen anything. Like, I talked to Al last week, like his PR team deserves a Medal of Honor. Like, the fact that they made him all of a sudden a possible top 5 pick when he hasn't thrown a football in the last 2 months, and all of a sudden he's super popular, makes no sense to me, because he wasn't that popular when the season ended and he won the national championship. I'm not sold.
No, he wasn't.
Super generic.
Yeah, he really only got popular from that game. And like, obviously people talked about him because he's a quarterback from Michigan. Michigan's a big school, so whatever. Yeah. But yeah, he was never like, I think he was always one of those like early second rounds.
He was in the Penix. Yeah, he was in the Penix and Bo Nix area.
Yeah, but now all of a sudden, but see, you're hearing the same thing about Penix though. You guys see that stuff, Michael Penix, where they're like, you know, a lot of coaches around the league actually see him as a potential first round pick, like assuming his injuries, like his physical checks.
But I also hear that Washington's offense was so good that it would have won like 7 games, 8 games, possibly made the playoffs in the NFL last year, because their wide receiving core stacked, their running back was fantastic.
The Mac Jones effect, or like the Mac Jones
they're fantastic.
Situation.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I don't know. And I see the crazy thing about this time around the draft, like all these people, and I get it, because it's like the people who actually, it's their job to talk about it, not just like random people on like Twitter or just people that you talk to wherever. Like, now is the time where all of a sudden it's like, well, actually, player X, you know, Bo Nix is actually a first round talent, but since, you know, Caleb Williams, Drake May, and Jaden, if those 3 weren't there, but Michael Penix would be a number 1 pick. And it's like, I like no one, and it's just so funny because no one knows what these players are going to turn out to be. You're literally just kind of looking at so many different things where it's like quality of competition. You're looking at skill set, talent, kind of all these like intangible things that you really can't even tell from a couple years in college. So it's like, it honestly is just a crapshoot. Obviously, you know, you can kind of look and you try to make your best educated thing, but I don't know. That's why, like, it's tough. Like, going back to the McCarthy question, Al, it's like, I want to be kind of let down just because of these other quarterbacks that we've been talking about, but who knows? What if McCarthy turns out to be something, then I don't care that they took him, but it's like, we won't know until like a couple of years down the line. So I don't know. Like, I'm still, and like, for some reason, like I said, I love Michael Penix Jr. Don't know why. Just looks exciting when I watch him. Has some nice throws. He can run a little bit. He's a little quick. He's a lefty, which I fucking drew me in for some reason, but I don't really have any reason to like him more than JJ McCarthy or more than Bo Nix or shit, even more or less than Drake May or Jaden Daniels or something. It's like, this is just the time of year where everybody's just talking about the draft, and saying the same thing different ways about different players. Like I don't
It's
know.
a lot of smoke screens, honestly. That's what it comes down to. You see a lot of things and you're like, okay, didn't end up being true. This didn't end up panning out. This didn't end up going the way that we thought it would. So I agree. Just a lot of false reports and just a lot of speculating at this point.
Yeah.
Which is all the draft is.
Liam's the draft though. How do you feel about the Patriots having Drake May and Jaden Daniels in and not Marvin Harrison Jr. come in?
Yeah,
as we speak right now.
You don't have to have Marvin Harrison, man. Like he's clear cut. Like
you just know.
You don't have to have Peyton Manning in on a visit. Like he's going to be great. Like any like top pick that's like generational. Everyone knows it's a layup. You don't have to have that guy in. Don't have to interview him. You don't question his character. His dad was Marvin Harrison, who was a consummate pro in the league. He is the perfect prospect. I wouldn't have him in either. He'd be number one on my board. I wouldn't even interview the fucking guy. If I did interview him, he could come into my building and say that he killed 3 people on the way over here and buried them in the parking lot. And I would still take him first overall. There is no doubt in my mind. So I'm not worried about that. Yeah, you have to interview the top quarterbacks because, like we've been talking about, first overall picks can be busts. Any of these guys could be really good or really bad. We looked at the Matt Jones QB class. Most of them have been traded off their team. Very much most of them will when Zach Wilson eventually is off the Jets because he sucks too.
Horrible class of quarterbacks.
QB class. They were all fucking terrible. Year.
I know. 3 of 5 that have been traded and 4 or 5 eventually, and 4 or 5 of them have just flat out sucked.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Sorry.
That's
Trevor
crazy.
Lawrence isn't good either. But so the odds of all of them sucking are very unlikely, but there's like a decent chance that 2 out of the 3 top quarterbacks suck, or 1 of the 3, like very likely that one of them isn't good. So yeah, you bring those guys in and interview them, but the entire thing is a crapshoot in my eyes. That's why I'm playing it safe. Gambling man, you go with the safe bet. It's Marvin Harrison.
Dude, I don't think anyone has ever sold me more on why the Patriots should draft Marvin Harrison than you just did.
Easy.
Like
it's a layup.
Everything when
so
you live in a life in a situation that's just a crapshoot, take the surest thing.
It's
and
what
that's
Tom
Marvin
Brady
Harrison
did
Jr.
for 20 years of football. You don't always have to go for the deep bomb. Get the 7-yard gains because those 7-yard gains are going to get you down the field and you're going to get a touchdown. Like go for the layups, go for the easy ones.
Holy shit, man!
It's so easy.
You've sold me.
The most obvious pick, but they're gonna overthink and overcomplicate themselves into doing something stupid probably, and I'm gonna be devastated. And when Marvin Harrison's a Hall of Famer in 30 years, I'm gonna shoot myself in the face in my backyard.
And the Patriots are still looking for a quarterback.
Yeah, it's going to be awful. It's going to be awful because whatever quarterback they got didn't have the weapons and flamed out, just like Mac Jones did. And I'm going to be fucking miserable. And it's just this never-ending cycle of misery.
What's that movie that's David Kosher's the coach, and they're on the football field, and they say hike, and then there's no quarterback back there, and they're like, I guess we need a quarterback, huh? It's like one of those spoof movies. I'm trying to think of what the name is.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know what the fuck David Kosher is. I don't know who that is, but what you're saying rings a bell.
I'm trying to think of that. I know it's a football movie. I'm going to look it up, but that's basically what it is. It's like the Patriots don't have the QB right now. And it's what the hell are we doing? Oh, the Comebacks. That's what it was called.
Yeah.
Comebacks was that movie.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, no, it's a funny one. You should
You don't know anything about comebacks?
No, not
nothing.
Particularly. No.
Nothing about comebacks. All right.
Nothing about 28-3.
That's crazy.
Which, by the way, Mike.
I was taking it dirty.
Episode.
I knew where Mike was
wild.
I was talking about comebacks.
Al doesn't think that way.
Listen,
I don't.
Al, I have been such a fucking busy man recently. I have had to drive to fucking Virginia for a baby shower. And then while I was in Virginia, I found out that I was going to be flying up to New Hampshire a week earlier than I thought. So I had to do that. So I came back. You can keep fucking playing the little violin all you want. I'm gonna speak my truth, and my truth is that I have been stressed. I'm starting a new job. I'm up in New Hampshire. It's cold as shit. I like the cold, but it's still different. It's
fucking bad for you.
Listen,
I know it's just crazy.
I didn't want to miss the episode.
No. You had to see this beautiful country on the road. What a burden.
Beautiful.
Oh, no.
it's the worst drive ever. For like half the drive, you're just driving through farms.
Farms
That's
are
it.
awesome.
Farms suck. No one has
You
ever
can see
said
a lot of
farms.
cows.
No
See a
one
lot of
has
cows there.
ever said farms are awesome. No one has
I
ever
just
uttered
did.
those words before. No, farms are
Case
not
in
awesome.
point.
It has been horrible. And now I'm up in New England for like three almost 4 weeks. And now because of all this, Al, because of your bullshit, I have to shit in your bidet. Like
Okay.
this is what happens. And then
Fine.
next time
join
you want to know how bad it's going to be? Next time you use the bidet when I'm done, the water that comes out is going to be shit water. So you're going to be shit watering back up in your ass. And then you're going to think of me when it's happening. When water is going into your ass.
There's one problem with there's one problem with your theory. There's one problem with your theory there. You have to like come over to actually use it.
What's to say I haven't already been there? What's to say I haven't already done it?
Oh, we got cameras. Don't worry.
I shit in them too.
Oh yeah,
see anything.
That's why they're still working to this day.
Can't see any cameras.
Yeah.
So I did want to ask you guys what the fuck were you guys talking about before the episode came on? Where like Al was looking at videos because we'll end it with this. I want to know what's going on here.
So I brought it up to Al on the last show. It's a prospect that intrigued me, mostly because I fell for the Instagram clickbait of look at this guy's highlights, and the ones that they showed blew me away. And it's a quarterback. And the odds of the Patriots doing what I want and taking Marvin Harrison and then taking a late flyer on a quarterback seem to be fleeting by the day, but this has become my dream. And you not being a very strict college football fan, I don't know if you know this guy. Does the name Joe Milton ring a bell?
Oh yeah, people have been talking about him. I've like seen his name going around Twitter and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't really know why.
Yeah, have you seen anything about him?
I probably have. I probably didn't even know I was like looking at him. Tell me why I should know about Joe Milton.
So first of all, he is a 6'5", 235-pound quarterback from the University of Tennessee.
I'm looking him up as you're talking.
Yeah, so I can do it. So this guy has clear flaws and clear strengths, and his strengths are dynamic. If when he is drafted, he will automatically be in the top 10 quarterbacks arm strength wise. His arm is a fucking cannon, and that's what caught my attention. They'd show the Instagram clips of him just bombing these fucking passes 80 yards down the field, just piss missiles that disappear from his hand and pop into the receiver's hands 80 yards away. Magic.
Oh, it's this guy.
Yes.
And I saw this. Yeah, the video where he's out there, just like it looks like, what is it? His pro day. He's just outside.
Yeah, his pro day was fantastic, but I watched his film in game. It's even better. It's
all 22, which you do get because you pay what $180 a month,
60 something. I don't know. I'm on a payment plan, but so over 3 years at Tennessee, he threw 32 touchdowns, just 5 picks. So the numbers seem fine. A lot of people seem to think, like, I'm looking at his draft weaknesses, and they say telegraphs throws between the hashes, giving safeties an easy jump on the ball. Yeah, that could be a criticism, but he only threw 5 interceptions. So something's not adding up there. He clearly wasn't telegraphing him that bad if he only threw 5 picks in 3 years for Tennessee. He was originally a backup for Michigan, kind of flamed out there, didn't work out so well. Came to Tennessee, started, ended up getting benched. Hendon Hooker, who was drafted last year, got hurt. Joe Milton came back in, big balled, and then Hendon Hooker went to the draft last year. Joe Milton came in, 20 touchdowns and 4 picks last year, crushed it. Bomb.
4 picks? Okay.
Yeah, but completed just 38.6% of his throws beyond 10 yards. Not great. He's really a one-read kind of a guy. This is why college is infinitely difficult, because you have teams like Oregon who will always throw passes behind the line of scrimmage and it's like the 49ers. Most of their passes are behind the line of scrimmage. They let these stud athletes make plays. So no one knows how good Bo Nix is, because when he throws the ball downfield, it's great, but like most of the time he's throwing it at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
This guy, Tennessee's offense is very one read. Like, you're looking at one side of the field, one guy will be running it out, the other guy will be running it deep. If the deep's open, Joe Milton throws it. If the short route's open, he throws that. Beyond that, he doesn't really make great reads, always keeps his eyes downfield, Al was talking about it earlier. He's got very decent speed. He doesn't use it.
I saw that clip. He was running a little bit, which is fine. Yeah, just a little mobile.
He prefers to be a pocket passer, which is what I want. He's a statue in the pocket. Footwork is fine. Kind of throws it flat-footed, but all his problems, I think, could be overcame with great coaching. Like,
I was just gonna say that everything you're saying it's nothing bad.
Like if
horrible.
he went to the Rams, I could see him being a fucking monster. If Sean McVay just got like a year or two to work with him behind Stafford. But those are the stuff that kind of freak people out. I'm looking at here, disturbing lack of placement and timing as a deep ball passer. I looked at the film, nothing completely out of the ordinary. I've seen Herbert and Mahomes bomb and miss on deep passes, and his is the same. Like, I don't think it's a disturbing lack. Yeah, he misses a couple deep
Everyone
throws.
does, though.
Yeah, but he made a living off deep throws, too. Most of his passes were bombs, and he was killing it. So yeah, I don't know. It's all these little nitpicks. It's hard to really tell. He's clearly a project kind of guy. Like, you could start him day one, but I prefer not to start any quarterback day one. I'd like him to sit. Ideally, have this dude sit behind Jacoby Brissett for a year, because we're probably not going to do anything. Have him learn from a quarterback who's similar to him, big body guy. Jacoby Brissett can throw. He's got a little mobility, but he doesn't like to use it. He prefers to be a pocket passer. Strikingly, like Joe Milton, just doesn't have the bazooka arm strength that this guy does. And I encourage you, unlike Al, who didn't do his homework, for the next show, please go watch as much Joe Milton as you can. Highlights, lowlights, look across the board. The guy's fantastic. He's box office must watch, very exciting. And I fucking hate Tennessee. If I could never watch a Tennessee game for the rest of my life, I gladly would. But this guy, it was a monster. He forced me to watch this shitty fucking team play football, and it actually was glorious. I love him. So he's an interesting prospect to me. Will they take him and do the plan that I want? Probably not. But there is still a chance that they take the flyer on him late in the draft. Like, even if we take a quarterback with the 3rd overall pick, there is a chance that the Patriots could still take him late in the draft. And if I had, any say in the matter, it could be like a Robert Griffin, Kirk Cousins thing where RG3, they're both taking the same draft. RG3 killed it the first year, kind of flamed out after that, and Kirk Cousins became the man. Like, could be like that. Very special circumstance there. But I love the fucking guy, and I cannot rave about him enough.
I mean, everything you said, like and this goes for almost every other quarterback now too. Like, some of the issues you talked about, it's like, okay, like that, I would expect like prospects coming out to have problems. Like, no one's going to come out perfect. So like, I don't,
the top
like,
three,
none of that scares me. Yeah, very little, like any sort of critique or criticism of these rookie quarterbacks scare me to that point. Like, makes bad decisions. Okay. Like, you coach out of him. Like, doesn't throw the deep ball great. Okay. He's probably what, 20, 21, 22, 23. Like, he'll probably grow into learn how to do that. Like, okay, I'm done. All right. Yeah. I'll look it up. Cause I saw, that clip. There was another one where he was running around in like an actual game. I was like, okay, that looks good.
He had an incredible, like 60 yards design run for a touchdown. It was fabulous. He can run if given. He scored on a couple QB draws and whatnot, but for the most part, he prefers to stay put. But in a dream scenario, we take Marvin Harrison, have this guy, sit him for a year or two, and then when Marvin Harrison's a full-fledged star, the best wide receiver in the league, I have every variation of his jersey, and I built a shrine to him in my room. Joe Milton is ready to come in and ball, and we have Marvin Harrison, who at that point is the best all-around receiver, the best deep threat in the league, and has won the Triple Crown.
MVP candidate.
Yep.
Offensive
absolutely.
player of the year. Rookie
Joe
of the
Milton
year.
just goes in there and Dante Culpepper's the fucking ball to this guy. Like, truly, I haven't seen arm strength since Dante Culpepper where it's just like the ball disappears. It's like when you see a punt and, just disappears for half the frame. That's what this dude's bombs are. It flies.
Should Dante Culpepper be on your list?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, you gotta put him on.
I adore Dante Culpepper. There's a reason he got a 10-year contract.
How many shrines do you have?
It's my entire room. I don't even have furniture. I don't have a bed. It's just all shrines to the players I love.
You just sleep on player jerseys.
Yeah. Do you cuddle up with the shrines just to feel something?
It's more of like those tombs that are underneath Paris where you walk through and it's all those dead bodies and like
catacombs
the catacombs. It's kind of like that where I walk in. It's like slim tunnels with shrines on either side to players that I adore.
I don't hate it. If you're gonna have a fandom, there's you might as well go all out. All right, but yeah, that's do you guys have anything? I know Al, you didn't really do your homework, I guess, and pay attention to Joe Milton, so we're not really gonna ask you.
Next
Yeah,
week,
no, it's fine.
everyone does their homework and comes back, and we have a
I'll
very
be
thorough
down.
Joe Milton talk.
I'll be down.
Please.
So I'm gonna have this same setup next week. I'm here for like three more weeks. So by the way, we are gonna get together at some point.
Yes.
Obviously not this weekend because it's Sunday right now, but yeah, I'm here for a while. Also, guys, people listening, this won't impact you guys. If you two want to, WrestleMania tonight, there's a rumor Stone Cold Steve Austin might show up, so I recommend you watch that.
I like sex, but
so yeah, you can have sex and watch at the same time. I've done it. All right, so for Tuck Rule Takes episode 129, we'll call this the Joe Milton episode of it. In fact, that's going to be the title, the Joe Milton episode. That's what it's going to be. I like it. For Liam, for Al, for me, Mike, that was Tuck Rule Takes. See you guys later. Go watch tape of Joe Milton.
Later.